Hi everyone, Kelt here. The CEO of Netflix must be wondering if he's done the right thing in signing up Harry and Meghan. For those who are new to all this, Harry and Meghan recently signed a contract with Netflix to produce films, documentaries, children's films and cartoons, and the main problem that the general public were having, well, most of them, was and is the fact that they will be allegedly using the late Princess Diana as money-making material. But now people are unsubscribing for another reason, much more importantly. So there's also a production entitled Cuties, which shows the young generation in what many have said are concerning poses and clothing, but it seems to have got past the restrictions by saying it's making a point of showing what should not be happening with these youngsters, but it's showing the very thing which is offensive to prove their point. As a result, many are unsubscribing, understandably. There was a Toronto News article which was stating that the CEO of Netflix was arrested with 13,000 files of a certain type of genre connected again to that generation. Choosing words carefully here so the video stays up. Then almost as quickly as that news made the internet, the MSN, mainstream media, puts out that it's fake news and did not happen. Many comments are from people who do not believe that it was actually fake news. Knowing little about the CEO, I do know, however, that showing something offensive to prove a point is as bad as approving the offence. I've just watched some of the controversial clips, and yes, it is bad, and worse than I thought. It's being said that there is no smoke without fire, and some are asking why would such a rumour be put out in the first place. It has also been suggested that the rivals of Netflix might have done it to counteract all the good publicity that they have had generated by Harry and Meghan. I find that hard to believe. I don't think Harry and Meghan will last long with Netflix. Meghan hates not being in control and being told what to do. The boss is said to be ruthless, loves sacking people, and has a nickname of Animal. It's also been said that the only reason Meghan and Harry will stay with Netflix will be if their name and their access to information on the royals can keep Netflix happy, as their production skills won't. So I started this video a couple of days ago and was waiting to see if there would be a change in this news. And as far as I can tell today, this alleged arrest is still being regarded as fake news. In other words, Reed Hastings was not arrested. But you can guarantee that this has created more focus and interest on this and Netflix. So this, albeit fake news, is not good for the royal family. I've heard that Her Majesty the Queen is furious about this Netflix deal, and more so now that there is all this negative press, and rightly so, about the type of films on Netflix. But as we all know, the Queen appears to do nothing or little. But there are rumours that, when the time comes, and I think it's next March, that Harry and Meghan's situation will be assessed, and there are now more calls for them to have the titles removed. But the thing is, if they have their titles removed of Duke and Duchess of Sussex, they will instead be known as Prince and Princess Harry. Do we really want to call Meghan a princess? Duchess has a slightly derogatory sound to it, and I think it suits her better. I've just read a Blind article which says that Meghan thought her name should be in a pool of replacements in case a senator from California needed to be replaced after the election. This surely shows how delusional this woman is. Various headlines are saying that Meghan and Harry are urged to speak out over the controversial Netflix show. Express says that thousands of people have taken to Twitter to vent their anger using the hashtag #CancelNetflix. They are also saying that some commentators have noticed that the Duke and Duchess of Sussex have remained silent on the matter, despite now being a part of Netflix. So it seems that Black Lives Matter to Meghan, but not children, and they have also been quoted that if you're complacent, you're complicit. So they are being reminded of what they once said. And it's also been pointed out that if a dish soap advert was enough to anger Meghan to the point where she wrote a letter complaining to get it changed, why hasn't this issue spurred her into action? I personally think the best thing that could happen would be for Prince William and Catherine to make a stand against this documentary. Catherine is known to be passionate about children's mental health and could impact this in a big way. The Express is also saying that Prince William is livid at Prince Harry's Netflix deal amid the controversial Diana production. And this article says that Harry and William could be set to clash over this deal, especially with the fact that The Crown, which is shown on Netflix, shows Princess Diana's struggle with bulimia. Apparently, there are some explicit scenes showing Princess Diana regarding this condition. It will also be showing Prince Charles and Diana's separation as well as her eating disorder, and we know that this will not make Prince William happy, and it has been said that the fact that Harry has allegedly signed this deal has infuriated his brother. And I quote a TV insider, which said, "William and other senior royals are incredibly uncomfortable about this drama and livid that Harry is now in partnership with the company that's airing it." End of quote. I know that the royal family have a rule: never complain and never explain. In the case of his brother's ties to this company, surely the best way that William could get things done would be for Catherine to draw attention to the mental and emotional welfare of the young children who acted in the controversial documentary, and this would help in any complaint or official statement they make concerning the portrayal of his mother, Princess Diana, in those other productions. It will draw attention to the company in general and maybe force Meghan and Harry to speak out and take a stand and step down. It's being said that Harry and Meghan kept this quiet from the Queen because they knew that she would block this in the same way that she blocked their Plan A, which was the global Sussex royal brand. They obviously didn't want this to happen again. It's been questioned how long the Netflix deal has actually been in discussions, and that it might have actually been going on from back in January or shortly after, when the Sussex royal plans were scuppered. It's being said that they were influenced by that first failure in the way that they dealt with this Netflix deal. So it's still being said that they actually signed a multi-year deal with Netflix, though I tend to believe the comments that have been put out saying that they would not have signed anything, that they have to produce something which will be approved first. That's the way Netflix works. Unless they have actually signed something for Netflix stating that they will be solely working with them and will only be releasing information to them and no one else, and maybe they've made the rules slightly different for Harry and Meghan because they want to have the sole access to material about Diana. So maybe any possibility she felt she might have had with Disney has gone out of the window. Not that they were exactly banging on her door for another documentary after the elephant one. It's funny the choice of words that some people use to describe them. Ted Sarantos, a co-chief executive and the chief content officer at Netflix, has said, "Harry and Meghan have inspired millions of people all around the world with their authenticity, optimism, and leadership." However, the words being used by the general public to describe them are not authenticity, but plagiarism, and not optimism, but unrealistic, and not leadership, but narcissistic control. It has been suggested that there should be a complete block on any use of Princess Diana's name in anything that Harry and Meghan do or are connected with, unless it is approved by the other royal family members and maybe the next of kin other than Harry and his brother, meaning the Spencer family. Nothing should be publicised in a documentary or film format unless the Spencers also have a say in it. There needs to be a new law protecting the memory and reputation of deceased people, especially people in the public eye, as they cannot speak out to defend themselves. So because Meghan is still under a certain amount of authority of the Queen, which she must hate, royal officials will have to scrutinise their Netflix deal. She was so desperate to get into the family, and now she has to suffer the consequences of still being answerable to the British royal family, although she feels she's left the family. And just because nothing has been seen to be done, and they seem to put up with an awful lot from the couple, it doesn't mean that they, meaning the royal family, won't put a stop to something they think could be seriously detrimental to the royal institution, although many think that that's too late, as the damage has been done. So in reality, the Queen could put a stop to this Netflix thing, or she could put at least limitations in place. Meghan would obviously hate this. I doubt the Queen would actually stop this, but I think it might be the final straw and lead to the removal of titles and maybe restrictions on what they do in this field of work. But as Harry is a blood prince and will never lose his title of prince, this means that Meghan would be known as Princess Henry, as I said earlier. They are being referred to a lot as Mr. and Mrs. Markle nowadays by many, which I think is more suitable. Do we want to be calling them Prince and Princess Henry? So let me have your thoughts. And what do you think about the Queen's possible actions in this when they get reviewed? Do you think she'll put heavy restrictions on this? Do you think she'll remove their titles? The Queen also has a respect for the late Princess Diana and her memory, and I don't think she personally would want detrimental material out there out of principle. Let me have your thoughts, and I'll see you in the next one. Please subscribe, ding my bell for more alerts, for more videos, like if you liked it, and share. Bye.